Most electricians treat their client like a vending machine. They put money in for marketing, they press their drink, that's the client. Client gets spat out at the bottom, you get your drink, you drink it, you throw it in the bin or you recycle it depending on the kind of person that you are. That is how a lot of electricians and electrical business owners treat their client base, and it is transactional. And it's one of the most important phases is the after phase, because that realistically is your client retention system. But before that, in the last video, what we spoke about was the client and the customer journey in the during. So they've contacted you, you've handled them throughout your job management software. It will then come to the end of the funnel where they have accepted the job. And this is the phase we're talking about now, is the after phase. So it's going from a digital presence or a digital relationship that you've been having. It might have been over email. Maybe you've gone out and looked at the job. But let's say hypothetically, this is the first time you're meeting the client. You need to wow that customer. So the first part of the after phase is you're delivering a world-class experience with the client. Now, how we do that is simple little steps that will make you stand out from the crowd, that will wow the clients. A few steps that I'm going to give away in this video that I like to use in my electrical business is step one is sending the tracker notification on arrival. Personally, in my job management software, what I can do is I can send a tracker just like Uber or Domino's or whatever. You can see when the pizza's cooking. You can see when the Uber driver is on the way. My clients would experience that as well, because it's nice for them because they can nip down to the shops, get a coffee knowing that I'm 30 minutes away, I'm 15 minutes away. It gives them that peace of mind that, cool, I can go get my coffee and I can be back in time for the electrician. I can track their arrival. Step two is not parking their driveway. As fucked up as that sounds, when you get there, do not park in their driveway. Even if they've got a double space, you park just outside the driveway on the street or wherever you can, just outside their driveway. When you get to the door and you greet them, ask, is it okay if I park my van, ute, whatever, in your driveway? It'll just be convenient for the tools. 99 people out of 100 will say, absolutely, back your truck up there. The reason you do this is to set the standard straight away. What that says to the client is the client looks at you and they go, this guy gives a fuck about my property before you've even set foot in there, which is step three. Boot covers. Are you wearing boot covers? Now, don't be a numpty taking your shoes off, walking through their home in your socks. Yes, people do it, but if you as the business owner have staff members doing this and they stand on a screw or something that they've left on a drop sheet on the ground, you are the idiot responsible when they're doing a compo claim. Wear boot covers over your boots. Very simple, very affordable. You can find them anywhere online. So much other things to cover here as well, like drop sheets, the greeting, how you have conversations, but we don't have time for that. We got to continue the video into ethical sales. I hate sales. That's why I use ethical sales. On-site sales is going to be one of the biggest levers that you pull in your business for profitability. Now, it's something a lot of Sparkies do is they rush through the job and they run on to the next one. They chase the next job and they just do the bare minimum. For example, if you go into somebody's house and they just want a PowerPoint replaced, you go in, you replace the PowerPoint. Wham bam, thank you very much, ma'am. Out the door, onto the next one. Let's pull a hypothetical here and you're racing off to install a PowerPoint for a client and it might be $400. Why don't you just upgrade 2 or 3 RCBOs on the switchboard, and that could have been $600-700. You didn't have to race to the next job. This is what we speak about, efficiency, profitability. You do that and then you nip off to the second job that you install that PowerPoint, and maybe there's RCBOs in that as well. Think about that one. That is where the principle of less is more kicks into place. Now, with on-site sales and ethical educational-based sales is when you are on site, your efficiency is through the roof, your tools are unpacked, your van is there, you've got the materials in the van. So if you spot something or something that's substandard, all you have to do is educate the client following the process and then offer to replace the item whilst presenting their price. Now, presenting the price is key, that you have your pricing pre-built. Now, it's something that I've taught my members and given my members is a custom GPT, which makes bundle building or fixed price building very, very quick for them to do. And they can spit out prices immediately and import that into their job management software. And this is vital because when all of this system clicks together, it makes everything seamless. Whereas if you go to the job, you spot something that's needing doing and you stumble over your words, you and ah, and you cannot give the client a price, or you pull something out of the sky, or you say, I think it might be around 250 plus GST to 260, it might be 260. You've lost them. You are coming across as if you're pulling that price out of your ass, which you kind of are. And that is the importance about having this in place. And there's a whole process around it. There's a whole system and you have to follow that process. And As I said, you're already there. Depending on what you're replacing, repairing, upgrading, the profitability of your business is going to go through the roof because, as I said, all your stuff is unpacked, you're there, you're on site. The efficiency is crazy on this, and it is simply going to be one of the biggest levers you pull in your business. But you have to have the stuff in place. You have to have your pricing, you have to have the products in the van, you have to have options ready to go. There's a lot of stuff you need. But this is one of the biggest levers. And the last lever I'm going to speak about is your client retention system. My clients has paid their invoice. It has just triggered an automation, which has sent them into the top of my flywheel again. That is why I call it a flywheel, because I don't let them drop out the bottom. They basically go back into the system, enter the top again, stay top of mind. When that client needs electrical work done again, they're out for dinner with their friends or coffee, their friend asks for an electrician, you're top of mind, you get referred. They are walking, talking foot soldiers for your business, not only for their own work, but also for their friends as well. It's at this stage where most get leisurely. They take the payment. If they're cheeky, they might even ask for a review because they did a good job, and they hope that the client's going to come back. Odds are they might come back. I'm not going to say they will, not going to say they won't. I'll leave that up to you. But most people are forgotten about within about 40 days. You can fact check me on that. People are busy. People forget. If they found you through a referral, if they found you online or with AI or something, they're just going to do that again. If they need that work done again, you didn't stay top of mind, they're just going to take to Google, they're going to take to their other friends, they're going to take to a local community group, ask for an electrician again. They might be like, maybe that was the guy that did the work. I'm not 100% sure, because people don't have the smarts to check their email for the electrical invoice. You think that. I think that. If they need me, they're going to go back, check the invoice of the electrical work, and it's going to give my name, contact details on it. They don't. Common sense isn't as common as it seems. I'm going to give you an example of exactly why you need to stay on top of your client base. About 2 weeks ago, I've had clients reach out to me that have moved home. That means they've sold up house, they have moved to a new house. One have upgraded to a bigger house with a granny flat out the back. Their kids are growing up, they need a bigger space. His in-laws are staying with them. They're going to be staying out the back in the granny flat. The other has moved house for convenience. It's close to work. It's downsized a little bit. It's close to schools as well for their kids. They reached out to me both, not out of coincidence, but because I stayed top of mind. And the reason being, when people move house, it's an anxious time. It's a stressful time. It's a lot of money is being spent to the new houses, permitting. And the last thing they think about is doing electrical work. When I stayed top of mind with those two existing clients, they moved into their home. Now, most normal people would drop their bags, push all the boxes out, unpack some shit, get stressed out, leave it. And the last thing in their mind is going to be the electrician. Because I stayed top of mind, because those emails hit their inbox, they seen those emails, look and timing, it all came serendipitously together. They're like, fuck it, let's reach out to Alan. I can tell this from analytics in the background. That job mightn't have gone ahead for 9 months or 10 months, but because I was staying top of mind, that was the reason they reached out. And now I've got a couple of grand's worth of work locked in that I wouldn't have if I didn't have this system in place. This, in essence, is the McDonald's model. When you're at the till, you make your order for a medium meal. They ask you, would you like to make it large? They know that you're thinking, I want to make it large, but you're not doing it because you're watching your diet. But you're like, fuck it, they've asked me, let's make it a large. It's the same principle. You've just popped into their inbox. You've become top of mind. They were like, I'll push it off. But the fact you just pushed their button a little bit, they're like, yeah, let's get it done. Let's get the electrical done. Implement the McDonald's method into your business. This entire video of the after stage of your customer's journey has stressed the importance of delivering a world-class experience, maximizing profitability on site, and retaining your customers for life. With the next video, we're going to speak about the center cog of the flywheel that glues this all together. If you're impatient, you can't wait for that, you want to reach out to me, all my contact links are below. If you find anything in these videos you're struggling with and you're like, oh, I need that for my business, reach out.